WF representing Palace, so let us tell you about Palace.
Eagle Eye Football here, back with the fan cams for the away game that I didn't go to this time because I was working and I wouldn't have made it on time. But we are back. Crystal Palace 2, Leicester City 0. And I tell you what, if the game finished at the end of the first half, we deserve to be 2-3-0 down. Not going to lie to you. We had an awful start to the game, you know. I think someone who had a very up and down game was Daniel Munoz, you know. I think within the first 30 seconds, he gifted Jamie Vardy a goal. You know, was struggling a little bit, but after about 10-15 minutes, he started to persist, started to go a little bit further forwards and started to get us back into the game. What saved us today was our defence. Our defence was absolutely outstanding. I think, yes, we are struggling with the Trevor Chalobah news, you know. Chris Richards did step in. There is a definite gap in quality between Chris Richards and Trevor Chalobah. I don't think that I'm outrageous to say that, but I think that he did okay today. You know, when he needed to defend, he did. Obviously, we know his passing is not great. Every time the ball went back to him, he just lumped it long. But overall, the defence was outstanding today. They're the only reason why we stayed in this game and why we're actually coming away with 3 points today. Because if they weren't on top of their game like they were today, you know, the scoreline would look very, very different. Jefferson Lerma getting injured very early into the game as well. Obviously, it's not ideal, but I do think that Chet Decore, yes, he had a little bit of 10-15 minutes to actually get into the game. I actually think he played really well. There were some times where he sent a long pass through and you're thinking, how the hell do you even see that pass? And Chairman, you were completely right about who's going to unlock the game. Do you want to talk to us more about what you said to me during the game?
On and I'll do my bit.
I don't know. Again, Eze's defensive work, not the best. You know, he wasn't helping Mitchell at all, but, you know, I think Mitchell had a really good game himself, actually. You know, he was getting down the line, he was drawing fouls, he was moving very confidently on the ball, actually. He's actually driving down the pitch, finding himself in space, actually being an option out wide on the left. Eze, I think there's still some work to be done there, but I think it was a slight improvement on what he has been doing lately. You know, there were actually times where he picked up the ball and did start driving forwards. You think, well, that's good. Obviously, he drove forwards one time and then passed it straight to the opposition, but at least he's moving forward. He's trying to progress the ball. Long field passes, you know, we did all right, but you could tell, and the commentators wouldn't shut up about it, how upset Oliver Glasner was all game. They're even talking about it now on the TV. He was so upset about everything that was happening, and he wanted to change it. And to be fair, what he did was he sort of made us a little bit more narrow, tried to go in behind a little bit more, and it definitely worked because we scored 2 fantastic goals. But we have to talk about that finish from Mateta, don't we? It was unbelievable. The build up to it was Sarr tried to pass the ball out to Munoz and mucked it up badly. Luckily, he regained the ball, spun, started driving forwards and laid a brilliant pass sort of in behind for Mateta. And the thing that made the finish wasn't even the finish, it was the first touch on his left foot outside of the boot to take the ball away from the goalkeeper. So he's in no man's land just to put it in. Amazing. And then the other goal, Eze just sort of lifts the ball into an area and Mark just volleys it into the top left corner. I've never seen a centre-back do that before. You know, I said to Chairman, is it goal of the season? I don't know, but it was an amazing finish. Overall, absolutely incredible game, and if I'm going and talking about everything I want to talk about, man, the match has to be Mark Gay. Defence was outstanding. Without him, it was a toss-up between him and Max, but because he scored an amazing goal, it has to be him. Amazing performance, coming away with 3 points. We really needed it, and we are above Manchester United. Yes, they have got a game in hand, but still, we are above Manchester United, so hold that. Chairman, what do you think?
I 100% agree with everything you said. Massive game of 2 halves, wasn't it? First half, we were pretty dreadful. And literally, as JC said, it was the defence that kept us in the game. And I said to him halfway through the first half, there's only one guy that unlocked this game for us, and it was Sarr. And if we can get Sarr further forward, then he would do it. And as it turned out, he got the assist for the first goal, because Eze really should be doing it, but he was just sitting too deep, wasn't he, really? He wasn't really affecting the game. But we could see on the telly that Glasgow wasn't happy with the first half performance. Obviously, we said, well, we can get in half time 0-0. I think we've done okay. Can't play that bad again. And you can tell they had a roast in a half time because the second half was a complete opposite the first half. We had all the possession, we had all the shots, went 1-0 up, thank goodness. They brought on 3 subs, didn't they? And then obviously they hit the crossbar.
Really well.
Yeah, they hit the crossbar, one just past the post. We said about weathering the storm. And the funny thing about it was the 3 subs were waiting to come on, weren't they? And Eze was going to go off, and he let the free kick go. He put it in, and a brilliant finish from Mark. And obviously he took him off. But the best thing about it, we weathered the storm. We got a brilliant 3 points away. Every away game is tricky, isn't it? Every away game is tricky. And, they had 9 shots in the first half. And really and truly, should they have scored, I think if it was against a better opposition, they probably would have done. But our back 5, they stood tall, especially in the first half when the onslaught was on. And it just shows now that we are now top of the away goals conceded league in the Premier League, only conceding 11, which is incredible. But that's testament to our defence and the goalkeeper as well, who made a brilliant save to Vardy, which we thought originally was offside. But the more you see it, you think maybe it wasn't. So, but at the same time, when Mateta's goal, that was right on the line, and he got that, and Mark as well, timing it runs perfectly. Brilliant second half, and I've got to say, didn't Kamada come on and do very well as well? I thought he kept the ball ticking over, did some good passes.
Kamada doesn't actually look like a twig anymore. It looks like he's actually been built up a little bit in the gym.
Yeah, but maybe we were saying this. Maybe the 3 games ban he had, maybe they stuck him in the gym and sent him to Miller and Carter and said have as many stakes as you can because he looks at a much more stronger player now. But I'm glad he brought Devaney on at the end and just to shore things up, and really and truly, after them just going past the post and hitting the crossbar, they did very little. It was very comfortable at the end. And in the end, I think Sarr had a great shot near post, and we got a call at the end, and the referee blew full time. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, for me, it was a toss-up between Mark and Lacroix. But the fact that Mark scored, he has to be man of the match for me. But fantastic 3 points. 8 points above relegation now, above Man United, 6 away games unbeaten. We're now looking up, we're not looking down anymore.
Guys, thanks for watching. At the Palace.